So I wanted to make a quick video just showing you guys what a normal evening looks like when you are doing the type of homesteading that we are. So just to give you some context, I just got out of work. It's like almost 5 o'clock right now, and there's probably like 2.5 hours of sunlight that we still have. And even though being outside in the cold is pretty much the last thing I want to be doing right now, you have to always be doing something else if you want the summer and everything else to actually be successful. So right now, Dustin's actually inside finishing our seedlings up and planting the last group of them. And I kind of hate doing seedlings. I just find the task so tedious. So I was like, all right, you do this, and then I will go outside and do the things that we have to do outside. So for me, the things that I'm going to do today are I'm going to finish up the last couple things that there are to do on the chicken coop, which we had a whole video about, so you guys can check that out if you're interested. And the only things I need to do with that are I want to actually add a rope on so that we can pull by the rope instead of pulling by the 1x2s, because inevitably after an entire season of moving that pretty much daily, those will end up breaking. So I want to do that. That should be a pretty quick project. And then if I still have time after that, I want to start to take our old chicken tractor and convert it into kind of like a little lean-to almost for the pigs to use, because I want to get them out of where they are and onto actual pasture woods area sooner rather than later. I know I mentioned in our last video that in upstate New York you can get snow in April, and yesterday was April Fool's Day and we actually got snow. So that's a perfect example of why the piglets are still in their indoor area, but I think pretty soon here it's going to be getting warm enough that we can move them out. That's kind of my plan, and I'm just going to bring you guys along with me. Just thought of another quick thing I wanted to tell you guys before we go outside. So we, a couple weeks ago, organized our entire barn, and it works so I'll just give you guys a quick overview. So I put together this whole bag just full of stuff that we use all the time. And then back here I have all of our screws and stuff, power tools, saw. This is stuff that we use all the time, tools and stuff, our gloves, bags. There's axes up there, pretty much everything we need. We were able to move stuff around so we can fit our quad in here. We have feed ready in the bins, and we actually got the entire season's worth of pig feed dropped off last week. So we have room for all that too. It makes my life a whole lot easier because, like I said, I just got out of work and now I'm trying to finish this project. And I was just gathering all the stuff I need, and I was like, wow, this is so easy. Everything is actually where it's supposed to be. So if you are thinking about going outside and organizing your tools and stuff, this is your sign. Go do it. Do you want to say hi to the video? I told them you were inside.
Hello.
So the way that I'm going to do this is I bought these hooks, and I'm going to put one on each of the 4 corners, and then we've actually done it this way before. Basically, I'll have a rope, and then on either end of the rope, we'll tie a carabiner. And then depending on which way we're pulling the tractor, I can unclip the carabiner and clip it on any 4 corner. That way you can move it backwards, forwards, right and left, and you don't have to actually untie the rope or anything. So that works really good. Added the clips on all 4 corners, and I have my rope with my carabiners. So I'm going to show you how it works now. Now that it's moved, you can see that's where they were for the past 2 days, and now I moved it up there. So project 1 done. It's 5:40, and I think I'm going to start the other project. I don't really know how far I'll get into it, but we'll see. So after looking at this, it's definitely more than a 1 hour project, but I wanted to kind of say what I was thinking And then if you guys have any other suggestions or any reasons why you don't think this will work, let me know. So this tractor here was actually our main tractor that we used last year for our meat birds. Obviously, as you saw in the other video, we changed our plan and we're planning on making another tractor that's kind of similar to the one that we just recently made for our egg layers. Just because this one had some design flaws that we didn't really like. Although I think this one's cuter, like aesthetically, it didn't work as good, and I'll show you why. The biggest reason why it didn't work is because this was the only way to feed them. And you can see, like right now, it's on uneven ground and you can't even open the door. So to get in there and that's being your main way of feeding them every day was super inconvenient, and it wasn't something that we thought through very well. Basically the only way to open it was to lift it up and pull it. And if you can see in here, there's tons of little screws sticking out. So Dustin and I probably stabbed ourselves so many times last year that we should have gotten tetanus shots, but we didn't. As you guys have seen in our other videos, we have 2 dogs, and this is at perfect height for them, and obviously they're intrigued by the chickens. So even though our dogs can't actually get into the coop to disturb the chickens, they were at the perfect height to stamp down on this chicken wire over and over and over again. And over time, throughout the rest of the summer, it got bowed in, and the chickens, once they were bigger, couldn't reach the corners. It was a perfect height for when they were chicks, but by the time they reached even halfway grown out, it was way too low for them, and you just lost out on this whole area for them to scratch. The final reason why we switched is really just because of the weight. If you look, the whole entire thing is made of 2x4s, and we could move it and Dustin could move it by himself, but for me to move by myself, it just got to be like too heavy, and it just became like inconvenient. Try not to waste things. I thought, hey, I could probably repurpose this for piglets. So I'll show you what I'm thinking. Okay, so basically what I'm thinking I can do is like take this and like just chop it right down the middle. So then I'll be left with just one side, and then I can take the roofing material from the other half and I can come over and I can place it in this open spot. So it'll essentially just become a situation where the roof's like this, and there's the ground like this, and this side is all covered by roof, so they'll be protected from the rain, and they'll get out of the sun if they need to, and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll probably just put like, I don't know, plywood or repurpose other roofing material to cover the sides to block them from the wind. So trying to be like conscious of recycling and also saving money, because this stuff isn't cheap. Like one piece of this corrugated plastic near us is like $20, I think. And this is one full piece, and there's another full piece over there. So that's like $40 worth of plastic alone that we're saving, and like the time and energy to like go get it and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I'll probably end up doing it this weekend once it's not so cold. But I wanted to also give you a little like top of the hill view of what our property looks like. Down here is most of what you guys have seen so far, right? That's where we have our piglets, our chickens are down there still, and obviously that's our house. So I've mentioned in other videos, but our house is actually an old farmhouse. It was built in the 1840s. So the barn that's right behind it is actually original to the property, which is really cool. And then this side area here was added after the fact, and we turned it into a chicken coop, and then now basically like just kind of an animal stall. Obviously we've been using it for the piglets for a few weeks now. Quick little overview. It's early spring, so that's why it still looks all kind of like dead, and there's leaves and other things laying around, but this is what it looks like as of the very beginning of April. Let's ask him what he's doing. I don't see any seeds started.
They already started.
Where?
They're upstairs.
Really?
Romas, basil. We also got some cherry tomato seeds planted, so that's good. Garlic. Basil.
You said basil.
Oh, I already did. I'm extra excited about that. And then other ones that didn't sprout, unfortunately, I went through and I reseeded those cells. So hopefully they'll come through.
There you go. So that's what we did this afternoon. Now we're going to enjoy some dinner, relax, and have a nice Friday night.